I thought I'd take a minute here to talk to you guys about my cooler. I've got a lot bigger cooler than most of you are going to have. I mean, it's pretty big as you can see here. It's, you know, I don't remember how many quarts, but probably like something like 80 or more. But anyway, I came up with an idea that works so well. Uh, this cooler has a nice option that it has you can just pop open part of the door and not have to open the whole lid and let too much hot air in. But what I did was I found a couple styrofoam coolers to fit inside of here and keep the lids on them. Right now I don't have it like I normally do on a big trip, but what I do, I freeze almost all of my meats that I'm going to be taking along, and then I put all the frozen meat in one of them, and I might put in some of those ice packets, the ones that you know they're just made to freeze and reuse. And when I do that with this lid on here, as I keep going in the cooler, I don't lose the cold out of it, and my meat will stay frozen for sometimes 3-4 days easy, or at least a soft frozen. And I don't put regular ice in here. I'll usually double bag my meats, so because I don't want cross contamination and I don't want them soaking in water. So that's why, you know, the last trip I didn't even put the frozen ice packets. It was just the frozen meat, and man, after two days they were still frozen almost solid, which is not a big problem because when you're out in the woods, when on that morning for dinner, if you're gonna want some hamburger or something, you just take it out, put it on top, and it'll be thawed by the time you have dinner. And the other side, I won't put anything for chillers, and I'll usually put things like the condiments and the eggs and things like that need to be pretty cold but not frozen. And I don't put anything for coolers in here other than maybe one of these packets to help keep it chilled. And that works good there. I talked about my bread box that I recommend for sandwiches, but if you have another one, or I have a different style one, it's a tall, opens from the top. And when I load my cooler, what I'll do is I'll get one block ice, and I'll usually put my milk right next to it, and and then of course the rest is going to be the things you can get a lot, like your beer, sodas, milk. The milk usually I put right against the ice because I like to keep that really chilled. But on this trip it was a short one. I was in a hurry. I didn't unload the beer, which I normally would. Other things you might keep is things you're going to grab a lot: ketchup, mustard, those things out in this area. And that's pretty much all I want to say about that. Once I get all the beer loaded, then I might pour some cubed ice around in that well. But I want to keep the lid free and clear, and because I'll put other things on top of it. Things that don't really need to stay that cold, like fruits, vegetables, things like that. So I hope you can. And if you don't have a huge cooler like this, I think you can probably even come up with. You're gonna have to look around, find some of the small styrofoam coolers that could fit in your cooler, even a cooler half of this size. If you had a small cooler in there for your meats, that would help a lot. And because while you dig in and out for sodas and beers throughout the day. And so that's my biggest ingenious idea for camping, I think.